Somebody tell y'all to stop playing house and y'all get upset, that's a little crazy to me.
As soon as a woman calls herself independent, that's a red flag to me. We don't.
Hey beautiful people, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Mara David, and we're back again with another interesting video. So in today's video, we're talking about independent women. Why men do not like independent women. Men are coming out to say they do not like independent women. If you're an independent woman, red flag. We don't want independent woman. You don't have to be saying that you're independent. You have to depend on us. So if you're an independent woman, newsflash, men don't like you. So before we go ahead and talk about the independent woman, I saw a video of stop playing house, of two women talking about stop playing house, in the sense that women that just move into their boyfriend house or try to live with their man before marriage. What would you say? Would you say that it is wise for a woman to move into a man's house before they get married, or before they do it legally? Or would you say it is wrong? Some people are saying that, oh, if it's wrong for you, then it's not going to be wrong for me. If it doesn't work for you, I can be lucky and it can work for me. What is your take on that? Let me go ahead and run these two videos for you all to watch. Then I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Now, when the girls in the old head start talking about, oh, you need to be engaged before you live with a man, you need to be married before you have that man baby, because, you know, da-da-da. I don't see why they be getting so much pushback. Somebody tell y'all to stop playing house and y'all get upset, that's a little crazy to me. And I say this as a wedlock warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a cop. I'm just saying, what's wrong with them advocating for a little protection? What's wrong with advocating for a little security? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because, yeah, sure, it worked out for me. Like, I was moving crazy and it worked out. But, like, I bet on love. And gambling is insane. With a man, girl, that's crazy. And I feel like when the girls start getting defensive, being like, oh, you just got to do what works for you. If it worked out for me, da-da-da. I feel like when that happens, like, y'all are just forgetting that luck exists. If you moved like in a non-traditional fashion with a man and it worked out, you know, we should remember that you're lucky. You're the exception, not the rule. What the rule is, you know what I'm saying? What the norm is men on Twitter right now talking about they want child support forgiveness instead of just raising them children. Norm, okay, is 1 week on, 1 week off, because they done had a baby with somebody and he might have been cool throughout the pregnancy, and then that baby dropped and now he acting insane. Now he auditioned for Curly Girls, tripping. That's what's going on outside. Now, could that be avoided by a little white man's paperwork? Maybe. Maybe not. But what's wrong with advocating for a little security? What's wrong with double down a little bit? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like once Grandma Linda started talking about that cow and that milk and buying and this and that, I think maybe you should listen. Maybe you should hear her out.
That girl that came on here and told y'all that when you move in with a man, before you are engaged or married, you are playing house. And 9 out of 10, it will set you up for failure. She said nothing wrong. And the comments under her video is the reason why so many women end up so heartbroken. Because y'all don't know how to read the room, and y'all don't know how to use discernment. And y'all don't listen to the women that came before y'all, because y'all want to be know-it-alls and think that it can never be you. But baby, it will be you. It can always be you. And if younger women actually start listening to older women, it will save y'all from a lot of heartache, okay? Just listen. Because the game has not changed. It has not changed at all. And y'all got to be better than that. And stop being mean to her. Because it's giving pick me in the comments, like, for real. Stop it.
The game hasn't changed. So if you think that when you do your own differently, or when you do the same thing that everybody's telling you, don't do this thing, and you feel like when you do it, your own is going to be different because you're special, or you're different, you're more pretty, or you're just special kind of way, you're wrong. These men are the same people. And if a lot of people are telling you don't do this thing, and you're like, my own is gonna be different, or I'm gonna be more prayerful, or maybe you chose wrong, or maybe you're not doing the same thing, you're still going to face your own case, right? That's what I just keep telling people, because I feel like when every woman is coming out to tell you what men are doing wrong, this is what men did to me, this is what my husband is doing to me, this is what my boyfriend is doing to me, and everybody's kind of like, oh, my man also did the same thing. Oh, exactly the same thing. So you think that everybody actually chose wrong, or it is the men that actually the wrong set of people. When it comes to living with people before you get married, I see a very big deal out of it, right? Because at the end of the day, they're going to see you finish. It's something they call see finish. See finish is when he has seen you finish. I don't know how to put it, but then it is when he will start disrespecting you. They don't respect you anymore. There is nothing to look forward to because he sees you every day. He can do anything he want to do to you. You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing everything. Literally, some people might even get pregnant and have babies in the house of your boyfriend, right? So I'm not saying don't go visit your boyfriend, don't go live with him or stay, weekend, 2 nights, but living with him is wrong. You have your own space, let him have his own space so you guys can go visit each other, which is fine, but not living with him. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. Take on women that feel like they have to stay with their boyfriend to know the kind of person he is, or women that always say that if you stayed with your boyfriend and he turned out to be bad, if I stay with my own boyfriend, it doesn't have to turn out to be bad because I am special, I am different, or maybe you did something that you didn't please him well, right? So women go ahead to say all of that. Anyways, let's move to the second topic in today's video, which is my favorite in today's topic, which is the independent women. Men are saying they do not like independent women. They don't like independent women. If you call yourself an independent woman, red flag, turn off for men. Wow, interesting. Now we have something to always say to send them away. I'm an independent woman, so get out of here. I have interesting videos to share with you all concerning this independent woman situation. Let's go ahead and watch these videos together and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video. But then let me know your own thoughts while you watch the video down in the comment section respectfully, as always.
As soon as a woman calls herself independent, that's a red flag to me. We don't like independent women. We do like self-sufficient women, but there's a major difference between the two. We don't mind self-sufficiency. A woman that has her own career, her own place, cars, money, businesses, we don't mind that. But the minute you start to idolize your independence is where we see red flags, because there's a certain spirit that comes along with that. It's the I don't need anybody paradigm. Let's flip it. How would women feel if they met a man and every time he spoke, he sounded like, I pay my own bills and they're all in my name. I live on my own. I don't need nobody. She'd probably say like, bro, you're an adult. You're supposed to do that. Like, are you good? Like, is there a chip on your shoulder? Like, but even deeper to the point, I'll never make my woman feel like I don't need her. Can you imagine how I would look to a woman who liked me if I walked around shouting how independent I am or how I don't need anybody? Like, imagine how that would make her feel. Nah, I'm waking up every day and reassuring her that I want her, I desire her, and I need her. I'm not a weak man for admitting I need my woman. But I'm worried that some women are so attached to that independent teaching that they're going to independent themselves right into a lonely life. Or worse, form an attachment but still perceive the relationship through an independent field of view.
Most men don't want an independent, strong woman.
That is a fact. I'm almost willing to say all.
Nah, that's it.
I ain't gonna say that.
Go ahead.
Nobody want that shit. Nobody wants that shit. Because the
I'm
word
about to throw
independent
up in my
means
cup.
I don't need you, and that's exactly what
No,
we was
it
talking about.
doesn't,
Yes,
cousin.
look it up. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I want an independent, strong woman.
Let me get y'all.
I need it.
We don't need, that is a defense mechanism. It is out of habit. It is out of, I have to do this. Independent, strong women do not want to do that. They
And let
want
me
to
add
rest.
that.
They want
Let's
to be
break
a woman.
down that an independent woman is actually just a functioning human adult.
No, she's
That is the
not.
dumbest
It's
I've
a
ever heard.
person.
In the
You
you got
got
your
a
own car and
person.
your own apartment? Yes. I'm
not
28.
independent.
I don't need you
You're
to
not
get
independent.
up. Okay, I mean, I'm about to blow my top on this. Okay,
Yes, Queen. Because historically speaking, back in the day, women literally did need to have a man in order to be able to survive. Therefore, men only had to be able to provide finances to be a good catch. That's why back in biblical days, if a woman's husband died, she would likely marry his brother or need to find another man to marry, because the options was marry someone else to provide for you or become a prostitute. Even in more modern days than that, when men were the ones that were primarily going to work, women put up with a lot of stuff, a lot of infidelity, a lot of abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, husbands coming home drunk and beating up on them because they had no other option. They were not working. They didn't have any finances for themselves. So what were they going to do? Where were they going to go? And because there was that need, men didn't need to shape up. They didn't need to bring anything more to the table than finances. They didn't need to work on intimacy. They didn't need to try to be faithful. They didn't need to do anything. But now that women are able to finance themselves and they're able to pay their own way, they don't need to have a man to pay for them anymore. Now men are realizing that finances is not going to cut it. They're going to have to be able to bring a little bit more to the table, and that's what bothers them. And before the internet and before social media, women only had access to men in their general vicinity. Because of social media, now women have access to men all over the world that have a lot more money than the men that live in their community. So now men that are not able to compete financially are having this issue that they have to be able to provide more to the plate. That's why all these podcasts are coming out, trying to make women feel like they are not special, that they need a man, and that they should just settle with whatever man that they get because, you know, they don't want to die alone, and that they need a man so badly, because what other way are they going to try to maintain that authority and maintain that control?
Why some men don't like independent women? Because he can't use what he got to control her. Now, if she was a woman that was a struggling woman, trying to pay bills, living check to check, she a nice looking woman, got a head on her shoulders. If he want that, he always gonna see what she lacking. And wherever she lacking at, he gonna try to pick up where she left off at. So guess what? In order to control her, I'm gonna help her out in that area. So guess what? She ain't gonna want to leave no man like that. You know, but guess what? Where the love at? No. Do he take time with her though? No, do he encourage her? You know what I'm saying? She probably got dreams. She probably got gifts. You know, do he encourage her, motivate her to keep growing? You know what I'm saying? But if a woman got everything that he got, he can't control that. It's like competition, you know? So he in it for love. He in it for dominance.
Guys feel intimidated by an independent woman, dating wise, even if she's a single mom.
I feel like women, when they're independent, like they're harder to deal with.
So a lot of guys, they're not up for the job.
They just don't want to deal with that. So, because for example, me, when I work and I get stressed out and I'm doing my things, when I come home, all I want from my girl is to just be there and just be my peace, right? I don't want anything else. I don't want more than that. I don't need anything else. Like, she's amazing. But then I feel like if you're very highly independent, where you do things and I don't know. I could just feel like how men are just like, want a woman who's, you know, submissive. I'll be the one who takes the lead, you know, just, you know, respect me. I feel like maybe some independent women, they're probably, maybe, you know, they're used to the workforce, you know, they're having to go to work, they have a boss, they have to deal with people, deal with dudes, maybe, you know, if it's in sales for whatever. It's an environment where you always have to compete when you're independent. And then I feel like that's just harder, I guess, to deal with when it comes to a man who just submissive.
Men don't want these independent, strong women.
So all I will say is that a lot of women aren't independent because they just want to. We just want to have a bunch of jobs. We just want to work all day. We just want to pay mortgage, pay car note, just pay all the bills. A lot of us don't want to do that, but we have to. And for me, I feel like I'm an asset because I know how to do all that. I can take care of myself. I don't need you to take care of me, but if you want to, baby, or if you want to have a team, you know, building and team relationship, and we do it together and we take over the world together, I'm all for that because I'm tired of doing it alone. And I want a real godly man that sees my benefit and sees that I'm a go-getter and I'm a hustler, but also sees that let me take some weight off of her because I want to take some weight off of you too, boo. So I get what he's saying and I'm all for it, but a lot of us are not independent by choice. We're independent by situation, and we definitely want someone on our team.
No matter how independent a woman is, when she is in the presence of a real man, she can relax and she will not be independent. She will not treat that man like she do not need him because he won't allow her to. So for the men out there saying, oh, if you want to be independent, then why you need me? You act like you don't need me. No, I don't act like I don't need you. You just haven't created a force to be needed. You have not put yourself in such a position to where I feel like it's safe for me to even depend on you. Real men don't even do that shit. Real men really just know how to stand in the gap. They know you're so independent to the point where you will figure it out by yourself, but they make sure you don't have to. That's how they become valuable. They be like, oh, I took care of this for you. Oh, I know this was stressing you out, so here's what I did. They don't even be asking no questions. All they be doing is taking notes and paying the fuck attention. And here you are saying, well, you never come to me and ask me for nothing. I shouldn't have to. If you know that I'm an independent woman, why do you think that I got to ask you for every little bitty thing? But real men know that, look, I'm going to stand in the gap for her. She could be able to relax in her feminine energy. She can just come into the room and know that everything is taken care of. She can make one less decision when I'm right here in the room. Those are the men that are needed. Because we don't just need men occupying space. We need men being men.
Okay, that last video just sum everything up, because if you say you don't want an independent woman, what are you doing that's going to make her depend on you? Right? Some of them expect you to always ask for things all the time. You have to ask and beg for things to be done before it's done. And even if it's done, they don't even do it well. You have to go back there and do it yourself. And they're angry that they don't want independent woman because they act like they do not need men. What are you doing to a woman to make a woman want to need you? When it comes to provision, what are you providing? Nowadays, women can make so much money by themselves that even making more money than you. So when men look at it and be like, oh, I cannot impress her with the little money I have, then I have to work so much harder to impress her. These are making them, they are stressing. Like, they are stressing. That is why they're like, see, I don't even want to have anything to do with an independent woman. Let me just go and meet a woman that wants me, that has issues, that has a lot of issues, so that I'm just going to be a god. She's going to look up to me all the time. So when you see a woman that is, doing well for herself, she's generally just an independent woman. She's doing well for herself. She's making so much money. She's healthy. She's everything. She gets things done when she want to get it done, right? She doesn't literally need men. When they want to go walk up to that woman, they know that they have to put up so much before they can impress her. You have to do so much than providing for money or even whatever. You have to still impress her so much. They don't want to do so much work to impress any woman. Speaking of independent women, these men are the ones that once you start depending on them, they start calling you a gold digger. They'll start telling you, oh, you ask for so much money. Oh, you beg so much. Oh, you don't have a work of your own. You asked me for so much money. You're a gold digger. You came to me because of money. And they're the same men that are angry with women making money. See, in this life, at this stage, if you are still doing what men want, if you are still doing that, I want to do what a man wants. I'm sorry for you. Because there is nothing you do. There's nothing you do for them that they really appreciate, or that is really what they want. They tell you this is what I want, but then they want something else. They tell you they want independent woman. But be independent, there's a problem. They tell you they don't want independent woman. Don't be independent. Don't work. Don't be unable to do anything. Don't make money for yourself and depend on them and see how they will abuse you financially. See how they will insult you with money. See how they will do so many things and embarrass you just because you cannot afford to get some things for yourself. Most of the time, they just want that power. They just want you to always look up to them as their god or your god. They want you to look up to them, and always, whenever you need anything, you call them. But then, whenever you still need anything and call them, there is a problem. Because they don't get it done when you want it done. They get it done at their own pace. I personally feel like a man that say he doesn't like independent woman is a man that is insecure, a man that is feeling intimidated by a woman's success or a woman's progress or a woman's success. So if you have a woman that is independent, that does things by herself, that literally if you're not there, fine. If you're there, fine. She's good, and you are feeling intimidated by that, so you have a problem as a man. It shows how low self-esteem and how insecure you can be around your woman. Also, as the last video said, if you're an independent woman and you're with a real man, it will not allow you to do so many things for yourself or by yourself. It will do them even before you get to do them by yourself. It knows you can do it, but then it wants to be a man and do it for you. You don't have to ask. You don't need to ask. They see you and they take notes and do the things that you are supposed to do. That normally you do for yourself. They study you and be like, okay, my woman is supposed to do this by herself, but I must do this for her. I don't need her to ask me. You see, men, I personally, I hate when people ask or say, oh, you didn't ask me that you needed this. I don't need to ask you. Right? If you pay attention to me, if you know me, you should know that I need this at this particular time. I don't need to ask you, right? So if you don't do it for me, I feel like you don't want to do it. So me asking you is as if I'm begging for it. So I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it myself because I can do it myself. So a real man don't need to ask you or tell you, you did not ask me before doing this. That's why I did not do it for you. So if you're a man and you're angry or you don't want a woman that is an independent woman, definitely you're not a real man. What is your take on independent women, men that do not like independent women? And the first topic we talked about, which is playing house. Kindly share your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, it's your favorite guest again, Maria David. And thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, turn on the post notification bell when you subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.